The Man in the Hat, Tom Landry. Thomas Wade Landry, longtime coach of the Dallas Cowboys and member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, was born in Mission, Texas on September 11, 1924. He was the third child and second son of Ray and Ruth Landry. Ray Landry was an automobile mechanic who had moved with his family to Texas from Illinois following the recommendations of doctors who believed the warmer climate would help his arthritis. The young Landry became a star quarterback on the Mission High School football team, leading the Eagles to a 6-4 record and the district championship as a junior. In his senior year in 1941, he led his team to a 12-0 record and the regional championship, beating Hondo 33-0. Landry was named to the Texas High School All-Star Game and offered an athletic scholarship to the University of Texas at Austin. After one semester of college, Landry joined the U.S. Army Air Corps. As a co-pilot and gunner of B-17 bombers with the 8th Air Force, Landry flew more than 30 missions over Germany during World War II. He was discharged as a first lieutenant in November 1945 and returned to UT in 1947. Though he had been recruited as a quarterback, Landry switched to defensive back and running back because the Longhorns already had a star quarterback in Bobby Lane. UT finished the season with a 10-1 record and beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. Landry earned all Southwest Conference recognition. In 1948, Landry was elected co-captain of the Longhorns, who finished with a 6-3-1 record and upset favored Georgia in the Orange Bowl. In that game, Landry filled in on offense for the injured regular fullback and led both teams with 117 yards rushing. Landry married Alice Wiggs on January 28, 1949. They had 3 children. After graduating with a degree in business in May 1949, Landry joined the New York Yankees of the Professional All-America Football Conference, the AAFC. When the AAFC dissolved a year later, he joined the New York Giants of the NFL. With the Giants, Landry quickly became a star defensive back renowned for his intelligence and analytical skills. In his first season, the cerebral Landry was credited with helping devise the 4-3 system for playing defense, which quickly became the standard alignment in the NFL. Landry was named an All-Pro defensive back in 1954 and was selected to play in the Pro Bowl in 1955. In 1956, he retired as a player and became a full-time assistant coach with the Giants. Landry was in charge of the defense, and a young assistant coach named Vince Lombardi was in charge of the offense. Under head coach Jim Lee Howell, the Giants won the NFL title by routing the Chicago Bears 47-7. Landry's rise to prominence as one of the brightest young minds in football, Howell once called him the greatest football coach in the game today, coincided with the national boom in the sport's popularity. Bud Adams, the owner of the Houston Oilers of the American Football League, wanted Landry to coach his team. However, in 1957, Landry had moved his family to Dallas, where he ran an insurance business in the offseason. He elected to stay with the more established NFL, which was about to expand. In 1959, he signed a 5-year personal services contract with Dallas oilman Clint Murkison Jr., the owner of the brand-new Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys began playing in 1960 with a record of no wins, 11 losses, and 1 tie, and fared little better in the following seasons. Even so, before the 1964 season, Murkison announced that he had signed Landry to a 10-year contract despite the team's 13-38-3 record. Landry, who had planned to retire from football a few years after getting the Cowboys off the ground, now decided to make the sport his life's business. That decision soon began paying dividends. The Cowboys improved to a 7-7 record in 1965. Then in 1966, Landry's Cowboys shocked the NFL by posting 10 wins and advancing all the way to the NFL championship game. Landry was named Coach of the Year. The Cowboys lost the championship game to Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers, who would go on to win the first Super Bowl. The Cowboys finally made it to the Super Bowl following the 1970 season, only to lose 16-13 to the Baltimore Colts. That defeat, however, marked the beginning of a stretch of successes that established the Cowboys as America's team and turned Landry's emotionless expression and ever-present gray fedora hat into national icons. Landry's teams won 105 games and lost only 39 during the 1970s, appearing in 4 more Super Bowls and winning 2. Landry was known for his aloof demeanor that made him seem distant and uncommunicative. In 1971, one of his own players, Dwayne Thomas, called him a plastic man, actually no man at all. But in spite of that characterization, Landry was an innovative, even daring coach, and his teams were among the most entertaining in football history. Landry devised Dallas's flex system for playing defense, which became the most feared in the NFL. He also revived the shotgun formation on offense, which stationed the quarterback several yards behind the line of scrimmage. The shotgun was designed to take advantage of the mobility of his star quarterback, Roger Staubach. Landry coached the team to an amazing 20 consecutive winning seasons. By the mid 1980s, however, Landry's long record of successes seemed to be slipping. He signed a 3-year contract extension during the 1984 season when the Cowboys finished with a 9-7 record and failed to make the playoffs for the first time since 1974. The Cowboys finished 10-6 in 1985, but were shut out by the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs, and local newspapers began running polls asking their readers if Landry should be fired. In 1986, the Cowboys finished 7-9, their first losing season in 22 years, and Landry received a death threat during a December loss to the Rams. He briefly left the field and returned wearing a bulletproof vest, but no actual attempt was made on his life. Landry signed another 3-year contract extension before the 1987 season, but a 7-8 losing record brought more criticism, including from team president Tex Schramm and owner H.R. Bum Bright, who had bought the team from Murkison in 1984. The Cowboys staggered to a 3-13 record in 1988, and when Arkansas oilman Jerry Jones bought the team early in 1989, his first move was to fire the famous coach. Landry's overall record in 29 seasons with the Cowboys was 270, 178 to 6. When Landry was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1990 and to the Cowboys Ring of Honor in 1993, he remained active in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, which he had joined in 1962. He served as national chairman of that organization from 1973 to 1976. Landry also enjoyed flying his Cessna 210, and in June 1998, he was named to the Air Safety Foundation of the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. Landry was diagnosed with leukemia in May 1999, and he died less than a year later. And on February 12, 2000, he died less than a year later on February 12, 2000. He was survived by his wife, Alicia, 2 children, a street and a high school stadium in Mission, and a fitness center in Dallas, an elementary school in Irving, all bear his name. Landry's football legacy lives on well, with each new generation of players and coaches learning plays and systems based on the foundations that Landry built. As Landry himself said, when you want to win a game, you have to teach. When you lose a game, you have to learn.